Hello everybody and welcome back to Backwave. Today we're going to be talking about the new Horus cards from Age of Overlord. Something I do want to mention real quick is Horus already is kind of an archetype with like the level up Horus cards, but at the same time they don't really do a lot to actually tie themselves into those cards, right? Anyway, let's get into the first card. We have Glory of Horus, Dark Spellcaster. By the way, I'm just going to say it now, this was an entirely missed opportunity to just make these all illusion monsters. They look like they would be. I don't know why. I saw them and that was my immediate first thought. Anyway, first effect, if you control Pharaonic Sarcophagus, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. This effect is shared by all 4 of the main deck monsters. It's pretty alright, especially when you consider that the Pharaonic Sarcophagus is a Foolish Burial, and then this card also has the second effect, which can send 2 cards from hand to graveyard, including this card, and add the Pharaonic Sarcophagus from deck to hand, then draw a card. So this is actually really good. It replenishes your hand with the Pharaonic Sarcophagus plus just 1 random card in hand. It also puts itself in graveyard, so then you can then summon it back after you put Pharaonic Sarcophagus on field, and then you can use Pharaonic Sarcophagus, put another one engraved, summon that one back, and then make just any one rank 8 you want. It's pretty alright. Oh yeah, also it just draws a card. Why not? Then we have the other gimmick of the archetype, which is, if another card you control leaves the field by your opponent's card effect while you control this monster, send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. So all these new Horus cards kind of like have this weird thing where it's like, if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, just do 1 effect. It's really mediocre because you've got to wait for your opponent to interact with your board, and even then they have to send it from field to grave specifically. If they use a Nightmare Unicorn to shuffle it, if they use a Rise Heart to banish it, you're kind of fucked. Anyway, second monster, we have the Blessing of Horus. Water Beast, level 8, 0 attack, 0 defense. And same effect as before, control a Pharaonic Sarcophagus, summon this one from grave. Second effect, gains 1,200 attack and defense for each Horus monster you control. And the third effect is, if another card you control leaves field by an opponent's card effect while you control this monster, you can draw cards up equal to the number of monsters with different names in your monster zone. I mean, I think this is probably the worst card of the archetype so far. It's a very mediocre attack boost, and then it also has this kind of slow draw card effect. Because like I said before, having to wait for your opponent to actually out these in a very specific way that they can easily play around isn't really the best. But then again, this can draw you a fuck ton of cards. It just kind of sucks that you actually have to wait for your opponent to, interact with your board before you can actually do anything. Third one, Happy Vanguard of Horus. Wind Beast Warrior, level 8, 2,400 attack, 1,600 defense. And this one only has 2 effects. First effect, Pharaonic Sarcophagus, summon it from graveyard, we already know that. Then it has the second effect, if another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control this card, target 2 cards that are banished and or in the graveyards. Either add both to their owner's hands or shuffle into deck. This is kind of a really unique form of interaction and recycling, right? Because you can target 2 of your cards that are in your graveyard or banished and just add them back to your hand. Or you can target 2 cards that are in your opponent's graveyard or they're banished and then shuffle them back into deck. It's kind of just a it's kind of just a really bad Queen Tiramisu, if that makes sense. It's alright. And final main deck monster is Aegis of Horus, Winged Beast of 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. Same first effect as all of them, Pharaonic Sarcophagus, special summon it from grave. And then its second effect is, if another card you control leaves field by an opponent's card effect or you control this card, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent's monsters cannot target Horus monsters on the field for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. Sure. From memory, I think it's the Pharaonic Sarcophagus? It was not. Oh wait, yes it is. Pharaonic Sarcophagus. Its first effect is your opponent cannot interact with your things unless they target them. And that's it. That's kind of it. So, that one prevents them from doing anything except being targeted, and this one prevents them from being targeted, It kind of sucks because, your opponent's got to actually interact with your board in order to, for you to actually activate a majority of the good effects, or like effects that will actually, harm your opponent in some way. And this will completely stop them from interacting with your board in any way, so yay. So that was the first 4 main deck monsters. Other than Glory of Horus, the other 3 are just kind of mid. Glory of Horus has some applications, it's really nice. It's basically just a free rank 8 that also like refills your hand, that can also like makes up for its own cost of like discarding 2. It's pretty nice. Anyway, the card that the deck revolves around, Pharaonic Sarcophagus. It's a continuous spell, and I'm sorry, what the fuck was that? I'm only just reading this first line now. You can only use the second effect of this card's name up to 4 times per turn. Oh damn. Okay. Okay, that's okay. That's 2 whole rank 8s. Ain't no way. Anyway, first effect is Horus monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects unless they target them. It's the thing I just mentioned earlier. Interacts with the Aegis, it's alright. Secondly, the best effect, and also the one that can be activated up to 4 times per turn, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard and then send a Horus monster from deck to grave. This is really good because you can just jump, like, all 4 of them into grave, and then you just get to reborn them all back, and in the deck, the way that they are supposed to be intended to be played, I know how to English, you just summon them all back and then pass your turn. In a good deck, however, you'd probably just, like, summon out, like, a bunch of rank 8s. This seems like a really fucking good rank 8 spam strat, not gonna lie. Especially when you pair it with something like, I don't know, Danger. Danger seems kind of funny. Anyway, third effect. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if your Horus monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send that opponent's monster to the graveyard. And that's it. It's just kind of really situational spot removal. Yay. Anyway. Then we have the continuous trap of the archetype, the Canopic Protector. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per time. And the first effect is, once per chain, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can summon 1 Horus monster from your hand or grave. If you do, this time you can now special summon another monster with the same original name. The effect of Canopic Protector. This first effect isn't a hard once per turn, by the way, so you can just keep so you can reborn each individual Horus monster once each, which makes it alright, I guess. Something that does kind of suck is you don't actually have a way to search this card in Archetype. The closest you'll get is like, what? Nothing. You actually just don't have any way to search it, do you? Wow, that actually kind of sucks. Yeah, especially since it's definitely one of the better cards of the archetypes, being able to reborn them all once each, it sucks. I also can reborn the, the regular Horus, so you can, like, send, so, like, if you really wanted to be extra, you could send, like, I think it's level 6 to grave, and then you could just reborn it with this, so then you just have, like, a monster that's unaffected by spell cards, really putting in the extra miles for someone worth it. Anyway, second effect is, if this card is sent from hand or field to the graveyard, you can set it, but banish it when it leaves the field. This is alright. If you discard it off something like, fucking Glory of Horus, you can then just immediately reset it. And that's around about it. Overall, these cards seem like a really powerful rank 8 engine. They also seem incredibly special in, like, archetypes that need, like, big levels. Like, the immediate first thought I had was, like, Danger Darkworld, or just, like, Danger in general, because, like, these cards like being in the graveyard and also need, like, and can also, like, serve as a really good rank 8 engine to pair with, like, Dark Dangers, But also a second thought I had was, like, Earth's Arctic. Is the Earth's Arctic idea good? No. Are Earth's Arctics good? No. Are these cards good? Maybe. I think they just need a bit more support to do something. I don't know, they can do something, but they can't do a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to dislike the video, unsubscribe, and leave.